Okay, quick video here of kind of my foodstuffs. Kind of call out to Beast 1210. You know, he got me going on just saying to myself, hey, do I got the supplies I want and need, and then I can continue to eat, you know, on a daily basis. Bushcraft on Fire, of course. You know, he did a series on food and storage, and you know, his big point was, you know, you have to, if you're in the bush or out on the trail, you want to be eating the things you're normally used to eating. So this is what I've been doing for my weekly meals, kind of around the house, experimenting, making sure I can cook it up right, it tastes decent, as well as on my day trips out on weekends. Um, so I'm just going to kind of go through these different things. Just kind of notice it's a pretty heavy carb diet, but I do have fruits and dried fruits and some dried vegetables and meats and things like that. So you know, this is kind of the way I'm handling it, and we'll see how it goes. But I do try and practice with all this food all week, and you know, even when I make it at home, I make it in my little Trangia stove using my cook gear, so I know when I'm on the trail what the measurements are and how it works. So we're just gonna go through all this. These are the packages. A lot of times, I of course have taken all the stuff out of the package and put them in Ziploc bags. Probably get a vacuum sealer to even help on the bulk of certain things. But you know, again, this is kind of when I go to the grocery store, I use this as my list. I've added up some of the calories and the carbs and the proteins, and just to make sure I'm getting a balanced diet and I can sustain myself while I'm out on the trail. I know a lot of guys use freeze-dried Mountain House, and guys use MREs. You know, that stuff is okay. It's great. It's not bulky. It's easy to prepare, but it is expensive. You know, I just can't see doing that all the time. So I just try and do the things that I'm doing, you know, around the house every week when I make my own meals. So let's go through it here. Mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes. I'm trying to dehydrate my own potatoes. That's experiment in of itself. Rice, long grain rice, not the 5-minute style. You've seen me make that on a video. I do use this black beans and rice mix around the house. It's very good stuff. It's not very expensive. It makes a lot, but there is a good amount of sodium, again, in the seasoning packets that are in there. So, you know, I try not to rely on that too much, but it is easy to make, and, you know, simmer for 20 minutes. Spinach, premium leaf cut spinach. I like raw vegetables. I do not like cooked vegetables. There's only a couple of vegetables, you know, I kind of like cooked, and spinach is one of them. Broccoli's another. So I'm just trying to try my skills on dehydrating that, and here is some dehydrated spinach. I think that's was 10 ounces before I dehydrated it. I have rehydrated it. Looks good. Get a vacuum sealer. I'll vacuum seal that. But you know, this isn't the whole bag. But you know, I buy a 1 pound bag, and I don't know, it's $1.89, $2 freezed already. So you can just throw it right in the dehydrator, and it comes out to something like that. Like I say, there's a little bit more. Guess that looks like something illegal, but it's not. Beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, black beans. Of course, the deal with making beans out on the trail is you have to pre-soak them, but I've done that, and it works pretty well. I got these little 1 quart Ziploc containers, and you can throw it in there with some water and let it rehydrate during the day. A little bit of bulk, but this can be used for an eating utensil. Can't cook with it, but you know, you could pour some hot water in there, I'm sure, not boiling, and it would be fine. They are microwave safe, dishwasher safe, so you know, they can go up to, you know, 180 degrees, I imagine, whatever dishwasher gets up to. So that's kind of a nice. It's got the screw on top, so it isn't gonna, you know, pop off in your pack. So I'd recommend that. They have smaller sizes and bigger sizes. This seems to be the most practical. Okay, going on the protein here, we got beef jerky. I've tried making my beef jerky. It's good. The Walmart brand of beef jerky is pretty cheap, I must say. A 6-ounce package like this is $5. You can hardly make it yourself for that. If you get the name brand beef jerky, it's a lot more expensive. But I am going to try and make my own beef jerky and see how that works. Tuna, I like tuna. My son does not like tuna, but in a survival situation, he'd probably eat it. So I got quite a few packs of tuna. These are all kind of already pre-packed, so I just leave them like that. They weigh a little bit, but good source of protein there. Spaghetti. Here's my first attempt at dehydrating some ragu spaghetti. Seems to work okay. It makes like a jelly thing. We'll have to rehydrate that. I'm not sure how much that was. Probably 8 ounces at the most. Wet and then dehydrated. Thin spaghetti. Got that. Mrs. Grass's onion soup, which is just more or less a seasoning. A lot of sodium in that. Extra noodle chicken soup packets. That's pretty good stuff for a quick lunch. I eat that quite a bit. Cornbread stovetop stuffing mix. You know, I cut those in half and make that on the trail. Bisquick is what I use for my bannock and muffins and pancakes and whatever else I want to play around with. And ash cakes is mainly what I make out on the trail. Some potato soup mix. You know, lots of different brands. Again, I divide that up in, you know, halves or quarters because that makes quite a bit. Macaroni and cheese. Usually make, you know, a half or a whole of that. Some egg noodles. Went through the beef jerky. So that's kind of my lunch, supper menu, protein, you know, filling menu. And that works for me. Like I say, I can eat that during the week, or I can eat that on the trail. So I just kind of buy double when I'm out at the grocery store. Okay, now I'll move on over here to the dried fruits and seasonings area. Hopefully I can keep this in frame. Keep it one video. All right, that looks pretty good. So over here we got some green food mix, Dr. Ben Kim's Greens. Oop, using a magnet there for a pointer. That provides a lot of vitamins and minerals. It's, you know, super green food, you know, dried. I just make that with 3 teaspoons of that and about 8 ounces of water, and mix it up in my flask, and you know, that does good for vitamin and minerals. Got some honey for my sweetener. I don't use sugar, but I use honey. Of course, I put these all in small bottles in my backpack. I don't carry all this stuff, but I got little squeeze bottles for all this. Peanut butter, olive oil, butter flakes, Italian seasoning, cayenne pepper. That's pretty much my whole seasoning setup there, supplement setup. Picked up some of these little loaf pans here, put one in my survival pack, and of course you can make muffins with that. I always have a little bit of aluminum foil, you know, experiment with baking, but those are pretty handy for survival as well as just out on the trail. You know, I don't carry a real frying pan or a baking pan. I just have the Guyot design bottle and the 18-ounce stainless steel cup, so if I have to make something and fry it up, you know, that would work. I could cut it open a little bit and you know, use it for a frying pan. Better than just trying to use aluminum foil only. And of course I can bake in that. Some trail mix. I got the California trail mix from my local warehouse type store. I just buy that stuff by the pound. You know, it's got the fruits and vegetables and chocolates and raisins and nuts in there, so that's a pretty good heavy duty Gort mix. I like dried fruit, so I buy Turkish apricots, dried cranberries, pineapple, raisins, and peanuts. So if I wanted to make my own mix, that would kind of do it there. Oh, got my magnet caught again. Maybe I'll use this side. Okay, so here we go for the fruits and vegetables area. Now, kind of go over here to the last area, which is my breakfast and drinks and mixes area. Sorry about the jiggling, trying to keep this on one video here. Up here we have the some oats. We have oatmeal. So this is all oatmeal, 2 different kinds. Move it up here a little bit. Got dried milk in there. Again, I don't take all that, but that makes, I don't know, 10 quarts I think or something. I forget what it is. Got some granola bars. Got some blueberry mix where all you do is add water. So we could use that to put in these loaf pans over here that you saw last time. Hot chocolate. I like hot chocolate. My son likes hot chocolate, so I get that. I'm using those new kinds with caffeine for myself. I forget what's called, shot chocolate or something. Candies, Reasons, good little pick-me-up there. I make some cook and serve Jello, especially if it's cold at night right before bed. Make some I'm sorry, pudding. So that's the not the instant kind. That's the kind you kind of cook and boil. Yeah, butterscotch and chocolate is what we like. Tea, like my Earl Grey tea. Hot apple cider, Pop Tarts.